good evening to all the moms, and if there are any dads that are joining us with their young ones. I'm glad that you guys have joined us this evening. My name is Ashish Lani. I run Square Panda, an early literacy company in India. And first of all, before we proceed with anything, I just want to wish all the grandmothers, actually great grandmothers, grandmothers, mothers, and to be mothers, a very happy Mother's Day. We should hugely applaud the contribution you make to our daily lives every single day. I think that's why we wanted to launch this webinar series today on Mother's Day, so that we can applaud all the contributions that you make in our lives as moms. So from Team Square Panda, we welcome you to our inaugural webinar for Square Tales Sunday. This is a new every Sunday program that we're going to try to bring. Each week, we'll bring something unique and exciting for both the parents and the children, okay? And we also know that all of us are short on time, a lot of times short on attention. So most of our sessions will last between 30 to 45 minutes. And our guests, each week, we will try very hard to bring best-in-class educators, storytellers, experts. And by the way, today is no different. And I'll come in a second and introduce Sonia to you all. But just take a moment here, tell you briefly about why we're doing this and what is Square Panda, because we want to build this community. So Square Panda is an early literacy company out of the Silicon Valley. We have a singular focus, okay, and that is to spread English literacy across the globe. Okay, we recently launched a revolutionary early reading product in India called Square Tales, and I think some of you had joined early enough. You saw that ad come up. I would sincerely hope you guys can download and try it. The first month is free. You can actually see what we're talking about. Does it really work for your child? How well does it work? And the uniqueness of the product comes that in small sets of 8 letters, we help the child learn to read very quickly, right? So instead of waiting to learn all 26 alphabets, the child starts to read much quicker. Ultimately, our goal is to make the child an independent and confident reader. So take your, whenever we're done, take your time, download it, try it. And particularly, this is one of the reasons for us setting up this community, this webinar property, is that we want to ensure that parents understand the importance of reading, importance of storytelling, importance of stories, etc. And today's expert, not only is she going to make this a learning experience for us all, but I know for a fact that she does captivate our attention and engages everybody extremely well. And I'll, Miss Sonia Relia, she's been working with early years learners since 1989. She has authored the first activity-based series for early years for the Oxford University Press, India. And before I keep on talking about how I find Sonia's sessions very engaging, I think it's best that we all get to hear from her and get to see what she has in store for all of us. Okay, so again, welcome all, and Sonia, welcome to our first series of these webinars, and I thank you for taking time to be part of our inaugural seminar, because this sets our base, right? And no extra pressure on you, but I know this is going to go well. So welcome, and I'll hand over the session to you, Sonia.
Thank you, and welcome all the millennial moms. I have to get the word right because I'm getting used to being one myself. So from an older, very special mom to all the younger moms who are here. God bless you, and a very, very happy Mother's Day to you. I'm going to start with a small little morning. This is how our morning starts, I think so. So wake up, the sun is out of the bed if you don't want a shout. Wake up and give me a kiss, run to the washroom or the bus you will miss. Wear your slippers, brush your teeth clean and scrub your feet. We are not yet over, okay? Hang your towel and dress up really fast. Drink up your milk and come first and not last. Pack your bag, wear your name tag. And or from the bus stop, you'll have to come back. Wish Didi, give Dada Daddy a hug. Give Daddy a hug. And we're not yet over, okay? And you remember the rhyme I told you yesterday? This is on the way to the bus. Quickly sing the rhyme to me. Oh my God, there's a bus coming and that I can see. Don't sit on anyone's lap. While coming back, please don't nap. I put some extra tiffin for you. Please share. Because we have to be kind and we have to care. Bring back your napkin. Bring your napkin back. Don't come with your uniform like a sack. And that's how moms are through the day. Do you agree that moms have so much to share and so much to tell little children? So that's what we are. And the best part is when you come back, there will be Rajma Chawal waiting for you, because remember, mom loves you. Because mom loves you. And I think that's the reason why we try and do so many things right, you know. So today, I think I'm going to have this session more like a mother with a journey, you know, with children, as a teacher, as a mom who's been working for the last 30 years. And I'm going to take you through that, what I did as a mom, what I did as a teacher, and let's see where it goes. While we are talking about the development of English language, I also feel the mother tongue is a very, very important part of the child's nurturing for language. So very quickly, जब अपने बच्चे हो जाते हैं, तो हमारी माँ बहुत याद आती है. जब रातों की नींद थपकियों में चली जाती है, तो माँ बहुत याद आती है. जब अपने बच्चों में अपना ही बचपन की तस्वीरें नजर आती हैं, तो माँ बहुत याद आती है. You don't understand mom कह के गुस्से से चले जाना. अब कोई हमसे ही ऐसे गुस्सा करके जब चला जाता है, तुम्हारी मुस्कुराहट कर कोई बात नहीं कहना मुझे बहुत याद आता है. तुम्हारा ताना देना कि देखना तुम्हारे जैसे ही बच्चे होंगे तब तुम्हें समझ में आएगा. तुम्हारे जैसे ही बच्चे होंगे तब समझ में आएगा. माँ, ये बात भी तुम्हारी मुझे बहुत याद आती है. हाँ माँ, तुम मुझे बहुत याद आती हो. घरेलू नुस्खों का खजाना, मेरी आवाज में मुझको पहचान कर मेरा दरवाजा चुप चुप के खटखटाना. अपने बच्चों के साथ आप जैसे ही मैं नजर आती हूँ. पता है माँ, मैं तुम जैसे ही हो जाती हूँ. So I think over a period of time, we just reflect what our moms gave us. And because of that, I thought today I must start with a little reflection of what I imagined, you know, my child would be. And I'm going to very quickly ask my daughter Tisha to come on air, because this is something which, you know, when you have a little child, you hope that when they grow up to be a beautiful human being. So I'm going to start with this lovely human being who I'm very, very proud of. And welcome, Tisha. And you can take for the next minute.
So I want to wish all the amazing parents here a very, very happy Mother's Day. I think for me, I don't call it Mother's Day. I call it Friendship Day, right? Because like my mom is my best friend. And so she is, and you know, now I've turned 28. And at 28, I am basically 90% of my mother. Like all of me is basically exactly what she is. And you know, the biggest thing that, you know, as parents, I know all of you think about what can we teach our children, but the biggest thing you teach us are the things you don't teach us. The determination that she's always shown, how she's been such an audacious dreamer, how hard she's worked, how she kept the house, how she's built this beautiful family. I mean, all of that, I have learned all of that from her. And that's not something she's taught me. That's something I've seen over the years. And of course, I remember when I was a teenager, we used to have all those teenage fights. So to all the moms whose kids are going to go into the teen years, just stay through and wait till your kid turns 20, because then you are going to be your kid's best friend. And, you know, you have the most important job of being parents. And I want to thank my mom for all that she's done for me and all that she's taught me. And yeah, and she is the best storyteller in the world. So I'm looking forward to you guys listening to all the amazing things she has to say today. So I hope you have a lovely session with her.
You're home during the lockdown or lockdown with the Square Tales reading app. Turn your child into a confident and independent reader with the Square Tales reading app from Square Panda. A unique app that uses technology to mix fun stories and engaging characters into a reading and learning experience like no other, week on week. This week, the kids are reading a new book. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Square Tales reading app today.
Thank you. So, some of you have your little children with you, and I thought today I must dedicate my first story to two very special children. One, of course, my own little daughter who's grown listening to my stories. And I am told that there's a little child here, Amay, and there's another child there called Shubh. These are little children who I actually didn't realize that they would. Amay is going to be listening to a story on screen for the first time in his life. So it's a beautiful time for me, very special. And this little boy, Shubh, is now a youngster and giving me an advice on how to do storytelling. So my first story for you. I heard this, I saw a lot of movement of the hand in a particular story a few days back, and I decided I'm going to modify it for you. So I think the simplest thing to do is to so easily adapt and don't work too hard, Children just enjoy a process. So just take them along. And today, the first story, I hope if the children are there, they have a set of crayons with them, because maybe we will help them to do an activity where I keep you busy after this. So are we all ready? So once upon a time, there was a little monkey. Okay, so you can just use your thumb, but I have puppets, so I'm going to use them, right? So he was a little monkey and he had a little house. So this was a very chattery monkey. He loved to chat. And you have to say what he says behind me, all right? So in your chat box, you'll have to tell me if your children are able to repeat it or not, all right? So the monkey one day opened the door, came out, closed the door, and went looking for somebody to chat. Now he went and he saw the panda. And he said, chitter chatter, E-A-O. So what did he say? Chitter chatter, E-A-O. So somebody whose children are watching, you have to tell me whether your children actually are repeating it or not. Oh, yes. And the panda said, no, I don't want to listen to you. Please go. So the monkey went up and down, up and down. He opened the door, went inside, shut the door, went to sleep. Again, he wanted to chat with somebody. So what did he do? Come on, are your hands ready? He opened the door, out he came, closed the door, and went looking for another friend. And he found a rabbit. What did he do? Chitter chatter, E-A-O. What did he do? Come on. Chitter chatter, E-A-O. And what did the rabbit say? Shh, go. So he went up and down, opened the door, went inside and closed the door. Then he again opened the door, woke up, closed the door, and went to find a third friend. He was a little frog, a jumpy little frog. And what did he do? Can you please repeat what the monkey likes to say? Come on. Chitter chatter, E-A-O. And what does the frog say? So sometimes when you're telling the story, just pause and allow the children to complete it. So he said, shh, and go. So the monkey went up and down, up and down, up and down. This time he went really fast. Up and down, up and down, up and down. He opened the door, went inside, closed the door. Again, he woke up, opened the door, and he went and he found another animal. He jumped into the pond. He looked near the pond and there was a little fish. So what did he do? Chitter chatter. Oh, I like the chitter chatter coming on the screen. Chitter chatter, E-A-O. And the fish said, shh, go. So the monkey went really fast, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. He opened the door, went inside, closed the door. Again, what happened? He wanted to talk some more. So he opened the door, he came out and he went looking for another friend. So this time he saw the elephant. And what did he do? Chitter chatter, E-A-O. And the elephant said, shh, just go. So so this time he was really sad. So he went up on a tree and he saw fire and he started shouting, chitter, chatter, chitter, chatter, fire, fire, run, run, run. And all the animals started running and they all got saved. But the monkey was really sad. So he came up and down, went into the house, closed the door. All the animals came and knocked and said, Mr. Monkey, can you wake up? Can you wake up? And the monkey woke up. And then what did they all tell them together? Chitter, chatter, E, A, O. And they all became friends. So this is story number 1. Now, can you tell me who all were there in this story? So you had the monkey. You know, when you do stories with children, it's good to recap. When the children are little, sequencing is a very important part of the skills. Normally, we do a story and we finish it. It's good if you spend a little time and, you know, go through the characters of the story, go through a sequence of the story, go through a pattern of the story, and that makes it absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So what happens is, when you remind the children there was a monkey, who came after that? A panda. Who came after that? The rabbit, then the frog, then the fish, and then came the elephant. So now if you have children sitting with you, and if they have a crayon box or a paper, please allow them to draw the story. This also helps you to understand whether there is, you know, whether they have comprehended what they have heard. That is a very important comprehension for them to be digital and stories like this. Sometimes it's very, very important not to really have any animation for the children and allow them to imagine. So balance it out. I think that's the bottom line. So there's no harm in animation. There is no harm in digital, stories. But it's also very nice to very quickly do things with the children as you move along. Now, at this particular time, all of you are really busy. Whether you're working moms, whether you're homemakers, I think everybody has their, plates full. So I just feel that connect to children as and when you're doing your work. Don't worry too much about, keeping them busy and engaged. It's important for children to learn how to engage themselves. And also there is one thing which I'm going to ask you all to do as moms. Can you please put your hand on your heart? Feel your heartbeat. And that's what being a mother is all about. Your heartbeat should remain calm and you should be at peace. So I see a lot of young mothers sending me messages and wanting to do everything for the child. Please remember that children have a pace of growing, and they will grow on that at their pace. They will find what they have to find. For example, if they're hungry, they will eat. If they're thirsty, they will ask for water. So they will find them, their own little space, their own little things to do. So you as mothers, especially as young moms who have a multifaceted role in life, please let your children be. They will find things to do. They will just make life very beautiful for themselves and even more beautiful for you. That's why, when we did this, when we asked Ashish's team to do the creative, it was a creative of the mom reading and the child reading. Because all the time, we don't need to do things for children. We should actually encourage them to be in this lockdown time. I think the one thing, I would like you to very quickly type, the one thing what you would want to see in your child a couple of years from now, when the child grows up. What is that one thing that you want to see in your child? Could you type and let me know? I'm reading it out. I'm watching your comments. So I can definitely confident, happy, cheerful, compassion. So yes, these are all things which an ABC will not teach the children, It's important, like Tisha said, live it. Whatever you want your children to be, live it. You want them to be disciplined, you increase a little bit of your discipline. And just let it be a natural part of the child's growth, right? So there's a little part where I thought that we must talk a little bit about this. I think in today's times, especially when your children are going to go back to school, the one very, very important thing is going to be self-discipline. Because if that does for the children and the schools to adapt, so discipline is very, very important. Balance is important. Mindfulness is important. So, and kindness is important. So because kindness is important, we are going to do one more story for you. For me, storytelling is not a very, it's a very simple exercise. You can just pick up whatever you have around you and do a story. Another very nice idea that I've got from a very dear friend of mine, somebody who works with me, and I said that, so she said that if you have storybooks which have got a lot of, reading matter, all you need to do so beautifully is to make cards like this. So when you read to the children right from the time they are very young, also see to it that you expose them to reading cards. Sometimes they will surprise you, you may feel that they don't know how to read because they don't know the letters, but they also have an amazing way of doing a whole word reading. So balance it out. That's another question which parents ask me, that when their children are reading, what should we teach them? Should we teach them whole word reading or phonics? I think a balance of both. Should you teach uppercase letters or lowercase letters? But you see both of them in the environment. So the children must be exposed to both of them. Also, if they see a lot of words around the house, it helps you a lot. So a second story. Did any of the children try and draw this story? Did any of the children try and draw the story? If you can type and tell me that if some of them were sitting with you and did they draw the story or not? Very, very quickly. Right. So, yes. Okay. I got an answer from Soumya from, she said, somebody says that she's still drawing. So of course, this is not something which very tiny children can do, but a little older ones can definitely try it out. So now we were talking about kindness, we were talking about acceptance. So there's this beautiful story that I had heard from a storyteller from, I think, Sweden. And then I had created these little puppets and kept them ready. So it's a story of the mouse in the house. I like the repeated pattern stories, they help children to grasp. I like it. Somebody says he's continuously saying chitter chatter. Well, that's the whole purpose, so that children pick up that language. I think that's what we are looking at.
Learning to read was never so much fun. Help your child acquire reading skills starting at home. Get your child reading and learning with the SquareTales reading app today and turn them into confident readers for life. Each book slowly increases the level of learning following a sequence of phonological awareness, so your child becomes an independent reader. All this while the child is playing. Download the SquareTales reading app today.
So once upon a time, there was a house, okay? There was a house. If you don't have puppets, don't worry about it. Even imagination is good enough. And, you can talk about Dada, grandfather, Nana, living there. And then lived grandmother. There was grandma, granddad, and there was baby. There was a little baby also. And mother, and father, and little children. All right. So how many people were there in the house? Can we just quickly count them? Do you all know how many people were there? Let's very quickly count them. So there was grandfather, grandmother, mother, father, a little boy, and a little baby, right? So how many people? 6 people in a house. My God. It was a lovely full house with a nice big family. And suddenly, who came to the house? There was a little mouse that came to the house. So everybody looked at the mouse and said, oh my God, grandfather said, there is a mouse in the house. What did grandfather say? I hope the children can repeat with me. What did the grandmother say? There is a mouse in the house. Okay, now what is father going to say? What did father say? Come on, tell me. There is a mouse in the house. What did mother say? Where is mama gone? Where is mama gone? I can't find mama. Okay, so what did mama say? Mama said, there is a mouse in the house. Now, everybody looked at the mouse and said, mouse, why are you here in our house? So the mouse looked at the house and said, I like your house. I like your house. So they all said, yeah, but this is our house. So he said, I'm a tiny little mouse. Can't you give me a little hole in your house? I will live here and I will eat a small piece of cheese every day. Now everybody got thinking what to do. Should we keep the mouse in the house or should we chase the mouse away? And then came the little children and they looked at the mouse and said, oh my God, look, there is a mouse in the house. And can we keep the mouse? Now the mouse became really happy. And now the little mouse has a little house in the big house. So who all do we have? My little mouse has a little house in a big house. So now you're going to try and draw a big house. You're going to draw a small hole in that house and you're going to try and fit a mouse into that hole. Try that and maybe your mama will take a picture and she'll send it to me. You know what I try and use? I'm using puppets, but I would just suggest that you use pictures, you know, photographs of people of your family. It works so beautifully. The other day I was in a very small town in ahead of Palakkad in Kerala, and I walk in and I see some mums showing family pictures to the teacher on their phones, you know, and that is the time it struck me that, my God, look at the ease with which they are actually using, you know, digital resources all over the country. So I think a balance that we all must create. We must bring in a little more, because see, like for example, all of us have got connected to this, you know, this beautiful platforms. Also connect family members, photographs, names. A lot of times children don't know all of this. So that's one, the mouse in the house is a little way to do it. All right. So we have another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to go through a process of setting up reading skills for your children. So like I said that I would like to do stories in both the languages, because you may also use any other language. I'm using Hindi because it's my mother tongue. I also want to tell you the difference between, now we used resources. I'm going to do one without resources. I'm not going to use anything. I'm just going to tell you a story and let's see how it goes. All right. Are you okay? Oh, very good. My children have drawn beautiful picture of a mouse in the house very quickly. That's exactly what we want. We want the children to be able to express stories. Step 1 is drawing. Just let them draw. Step 2 also is to create a phonemic awareness. So stories are a great tool for making the children understand that sounds are there in words. Words are made of sound. This is the first sound. This is the last sound. This is how, you know, the words are made. And oh my God, she says that there's a 3.5-year-old child who has drawn a house and a small hole. My God, this is beautiful. I think it's very satisfying when you see, you know, instant results like this. And I think that's what I used to do with my daughter. You know, as I moved around the house, she would move with me. I'm married to an army officer. So for the first almost 2.5 years, you know, till she was about 4.5, she didn't have, she was schooled at home, because we, you know, we are talking about the lockdown now, but so many of these 4G children actually have grown up in these lockdowns and they've grown up to be fine kids. It really is fine with them. So I'm going to give you my third story. So a lot of vocabulary, phonemic awareness, comprehension, expression. How to introduce phonics while reading. We are not even coming to phonics. Much before phonics, you have to get the children ready for phonics. So today is our readiness for phonics. We will come to phonics maybe over a period. We'll ask, Ashish to maybe bring you a person who's an expert in phonics. But today is definitely not a phonics day, right? Because phonics has a process and I would rather not touch it today, maybe another time. Much before that, the phonemic awareness, that's what we're working on, the sounds, the ability to listen is really, really important, all right? So I'm going to tell you this very, very beautiful story of Suraj ka rumal. तो सूरज जो था, सूरज के पास सूरज की मम्मी उसको रोज एक रुमाल देती थी, रोज वो रुमाल लाना भूल जाता था. फिर वहां पे खूब बारिश हुई और सूरज को लग गया जुकाम. अब सूरज के समझ में आया कि रुमाल का क्या था काम. वो अपनी मम्मी के पास गया, उसने कहा मम्मी मुझे एक दे दो रुमाल. तो मम्मी ने इंद्रधनुष के रंगों के जैसे बैंगनी, नीला, पीला, हरा, नारंगी, लाल, ऐसा उसने दिया उसको एक बड़ा खूबसूरत रुमाल, एक सुंदर सा रुमाल, है ना? You can also say the colors in English. It's perfectly all right. Also try not to use both the languages together, just one after the other. तो उसको दिया एक बहुत सुंदर, उसने इंद्रधनुष जैसा रुमाल. अब जब आसमान होकर छट जाती है, तब सूरज अपना रुमाल इंद्रधनुष जैसा निकाल के सबको दिखलाता है. So just imagination कि आप जा रहे हैं, सूरज है. Okay, so once upon a time, the sun was a very naughty sun. Every time he went out to shine in the sky, he would never carry his hanky. Then one day, the rain came down and it became really cold and the sun caught a cold. And then he realized, my God, I need to have an hanky. And then when he went back, his mom gave him a hanky, which was beautiful. It had the colors of the rainbow. It had violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. And every time now the sun goes out, he carries his little hanky with him. And when the rain comes and goes away, the sun takes out his lovely hanky like a rainbow and waves it from the sky. It's just imagination. Some days back, I had a discussion with some people and they were saying, you should do realistic stories. If it's real, then it's not a story. Then you're narrating an incident to the child, right? So if it is real, stories are because it's imagination, And right behind me, I have like this whole, whole lot of story books, which are like really old books. They belong to my nieces, my daughter, even something that belonged to me when I was a little one. So I don't think stories are about each generation. Also, recommendations, I really don't have so many because everybody has opened their, their treasure houses out for all of you to actually read, and use them, Don't wait for tomorrow because, of course, we want things to get better and everything to become fine again. But please use it today. It works beautifully. How to build story time with your children. So I would suggest a little reading corner. You must make a book corner in your house. The second very important thing to do is, it's very important to teach children how to handle books beautifully. These books are really old, maybe almost more than 30 years, but they're still in good order. So,
Early literacy is the foundation for all learning. Building on this foundation, our mission at Square Panda is to help every child succeed at early literacy. One of the things that parents may not always be aware of is that learning to read is an extremely complex skill. Not only from a behavioral perspective where children have to attend school for many years to learn how to read, but also from the perspective of the brain where some profound rewiring needs to happen to enable skilled reading. Square Panda monitors a child's performance on the games so it can deliver personalized instruction to each child. Progress in the game is adapted to keep the child in the optimal zone for learning, where they're challenged but not frustrated, where they're rewarded but not bored. One of the other things that I want to emphasize is that it is very important for children to really get engaged and have fun with the reading process. That is what ultimately will drive their intrinsic motivation to keep coming back and keep learning.
Stage fear. It also helps children to overcome that. So have a small little stool, a flat one, small, not very high, about maybe 6 to 8 inches, which your children can use as a stage. Have a mirror at the level of the children. They love to tell themselves stories. And plus they love their expressions. So please give them mirrors to look at, to tell stories to themselves. A book corner you're going to read to your child every day. A small reading time is very important. Not like jaldi jaldi karo. It's about sitting back, enjoying that 5, 8, 10 minutes with your child. Stopping in between, pausing to listen to questions, pausing to listen to their thought processes, and possibly they'll make you repeat the same story every day. Don't worry about it. They'll get over it at some point of time. Doing the books, you can play a simple game of I Spy. Oh, I see these 4 words. Can you find them for me? So slowly the child starts searching for the words. I can see a word which has the sound B like a bird, or a T like a duck. Can you look for it? So gradually your children, as they keep learning the letters, they keep learning the words, they start diving into this world of reading. These are just otherwise formal reading. Even the schools will help you a lot. This is what you can do as parents. Another beautiful thing that we used to do with our little child, and I used to ask, is a Chinese whisper. No, whisper in the child's ear and say, I'm going to tell you a word. You have to tell the word to either your brother, your sister, your dad, and then let me see whether you heard the word correctly. And this whisper game, they just love, children who are young, they love to keep whispering in your ear. So Chinese whisper is a great way. Whisper and find the word. Whisper and say the word. Listen and come and whisper in my ear. All these simple word games help you a lot. A magic box. A small magic box like I showed you. Every time the child recognizes a word, write it and put it in the magic box. So when the child opens the box, it's full of words which the child has learned and, feels confident about being able to read. So the magic box should be of words which the child has made an attempt to read and is able to read successfully, right? Another a game that works beautifully for reading is Snap, where you make pairs of things and play Snap with your children. And I think my daughter would vouch for it, a whiteboard in every home. You must have a whiteboard. It's a very vibrant tool. It's inexpensive and your children will use it right through their school. In fact, I think even when my daughter got married, she was making lists on her whiteboard. She still has one when she does her presentations. So I think whiteboards are a great, tool to have. You can place them at a level where the child can actually sketch. You can write words, you can write letters, then words, then sentences, and then the wonder of books. I think it just helps a lot. And this is all very low cost material. It is not something very expensive. In today's, like right now, everything is shut. So you can just put up maybe paper over there and start working with that. I think we just have about 5 minutes left for the, for the evening to finish. So yes, I do hope that you enjoyed your little time with me and with this beautiful platform that Square Panda has given all of us. And I'm just looking at the questions that maybe let me see if I can answer some good books. How to use the tiles behind you. Okay, let me just look at them. Share the important story tips which make it interesting. All right. So the tiles that are behind me are actually pockets. So you can actually do, pocket walls for your children. You can label things around the house. So like I said, when we did this little story, you did the story with just animals. I can turn it to prepositions. I can hide the animals all over the house and say, go and look under the table, behind the chair. I can add adjectives to the same story. Can you find the red fish for me? Can you find the yellow butterfly for me? Can you find? So you can do adjectives, you can do prepositions, you can do actions. So the same story sometimes can be modified into so many kinds of things that you can do with your children, right? So story worlds are all about language. They're all about you being a little patient and also at the same time not doing too much. You know, allow your children to get a little bored, search for things to do, and that's how they become more creative. So they must engage, teach them to teach themselves and engage themselves. And I think it's, let me see if I can take one or more question. Do you expect, okay. Do you expect teachers to prepare the word tile for the entire story or put up for the child to read? All right. So, you know, I think it's also very important for us to understand that we don't have to weigh in a particular way. You can use variations. You can put a tile if you want to. You can just use a whiteboard if you want to. You can make flashcards if you want to. You can cut up old, you know, comics and magazines and make sequencing cards if you want to. So that's the bottom line with storytelling. It's a flexible process. You can create your own systems, but please read to your children every day. Please let them get the feel of a book every day. Let them learn how to just enjoy the wonder of books. And I think once we start that, then the whole journey begins as it is. So God bless you all and a very happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful moms.
Thank you so much, Sonia, for such an interesting session. I told you that I was looking forward as an audience as well, not just being part of the session, but unbelievable session. And I see the comments coming from all the parents and teachers, and I mean, it is definitely wonderful. And I think we'll take some of the recommendations. We definitely have somebody that we're lining up for phonics beyond all this. So yes, we will have a session of phonics, and everyone, don't worry about it. We'll have Miss Sonia back soon for another lovely session. And I'm sure she'll find something very interesting to talk about. I think we're coming to a close. It's 5:42. Wish everyone happy Mother's Day once again. Thank you for joining us. We should have an interesting session next week as well. You'll hear back from us tomorrow as to what that session is about and who our expert panelists will be that day. But thank you again for joining us. Like I said, please try SquareTales if you do get time to download it from our app store and just try it free. Thank you again. Have a good evening. Bye-bye, Miss Sonia.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Tisha. Thank you.
Learning to read was never so much fun. Help your child acquire reading skills starting at home. Get your child reading and learning with the SquareTales reading app today and turn them into confident readers for life. Each book slowly increases the level of learning following a sequence of phonological awareness, so your child becomes an independent reader. All this while the child is playing. Download the SquareTales reading app today.